Good evening, everybody. This is the first of 3 last chance qualifiers tonight. It is going to be an any percent run, and on stream today we have Cantaloupe Me, Garion DeWolf, Mr. Dunlow, and John Tabin. And on the commentary, I have the lovely Tetralee joining me for this race.
Hello, Foley. It's nice to be here.
So, for anybody who's familiar with the speedrun of this race, this is going to be the exact same thing that you are used to seeing runners like Lack Attack and BT and Unos do. Just any percent, beat the game, hopefully in 30 minutes or less.
Yep. And it looks like we have a divergence so far. We have Cantaloupe going into level 3 and the other 3 runners taking a 2-first route, getting into level 2 right around the 1-minute mark.
Yeah, what we're going to see out of Cantaloupe is the more or less traditional world record route versus the slightly safer 2-first route. By going 2-first, you generally guarantee yourself more bombs and just a little easier time getting through Hyrule. In 3-first, you kind of have to rely on some good luck and some good drops.
Exactly. And with the any percent route that they're going to be doing, which does allow death warps and using up A to essentially simulate a death, the folks who are doing 2-first routes actually have an advantage because they'll be most likely going to get the white sword and then be able to up A and save themselves a lot of time backtracking through Hyrule, which is normally why the pros tend not to do a 2-first route. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Cantaloupe's already going into Manhandla right as the other 3 runners are dealing with the ropes and Gurias in level 2. John Tabin gets a nice Dodongo and is going to be the first of the 2-first runners out of level 2. Meanwhile, looks like we have a little bit of a troll Handla on Cantaloupe's side. He's being very careful. Uh-oh, down to 1 heart. Can he do it? Yes, gets the last hand of Manhandla, but unfortunately does not get a bomb drop. So he's going to be in a little bit of need to force come level 4.
Yeah, and that is one of the problems with going 3-first. If you don't get the bomb drops, you're going to have to force in 4, which means you're probably going to have to go... Goodness gracious, as I'm choking here. Probably have to go double hundo, because usually in level 4 we like to force in rupees to be able to get the blue candle, but in this case for Cantaloupe, bombs are definitely more of a necessity.
Yep, indeed. And now we see the 2-first runners are going to be going through and gathering up supplies. It looks like Mr. Dunlow is going up to the Northeast 100, which suggests to me he might be saving up money for the blue ring. Whereas we see Garion and John going directly to the white sword. Always have to be careful with that Lionel above the lake there. That can do 2 hearts of damage and really hurt you. But you'll see both of them up Aing to go back to start, and they'll likely be heading to either level 3 or level 1 next. Meanwhile, Cantaloupe is over in the breakfast room, or just about to enter the breakfast room, and will be probably setting up for a bomb force on the first soul here, if I had to take a guess.
That would probably be the way to go here.
Yep, well done. A little bit of an interesting divergence. Garion is going into level 1, whereas John is going to level 3. I think he already bought a candle. Whereas Mr. Dunlow definitely looks like he's doing the blue ring route. So it's interesting to see all 4 of the runners go in 4 completely different directions, which is one of the things I like about any percent. It gives you a lot more options for creativity.
That is absolutely correct, Tetralee. I definitely, when I was first running, when I was doing it, no up A, admittedly, would run blue candle first. So Mr. Dunlow is definitely taking a route that I'm familiar with. And also on the 2-first route, Garion DeWolf is taking the more traditional 2-first way, and I think John just kind of wanted the white sword before going into 3 and 4.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. It looks like Cantaloupe Me is about to head into Gleok. Now, one of the things that's really tricky about the three first runners is that they'll be basically going into Gleok underpowered with only Wood Sword and 4 hearts. So each of those orbs from Gleok does a full heart of damage. So he's going to be very careful, but Cantaloupe has done this so many times before, I'm sure. Well, I don't want a commentator's curse, so he'll do something with Gleok.
Yeah, as long as you're paying attention to the one fireball that's allowed to be on the screen at any given time, you can usually get through Gleok pretty easily, and Cantaloupe Me, no problem whatsoever. Gets through, gets out of 4 at 540.
Yep, absolutely. You notice John up aid in order to save a key. If you do top route, you're able to actually pocket an extra key. It looks like he'll be taking some of the dark nuts to get an extra bomb chance, perhaps, while Garion just finished level 1. So looks like he's up aiding and will probably be going to 3 next. Now,
Yep,
did Cantaloupe up A before going into level 1?
Yes, because he's only got 3 hearts, so he took
interesting.
way back. I think it's a little bit faster, and you can grab the 30 secret.
Oh no, John
well.
taking a death there. Ouch. He's gonna have to do Manhandle again. I guess Manhandle got his first victim. Oh, I see what Cantaloupe did, by the way. He up-aimed to get the secret north of start, so that way he won't have to double hundo. He'll have his 60 rupees in order to buy a candle.
Yep. And we have Garion going over to 3 now. Should be able to take care of that pretty easily with the white sword. And thankfully John didn't kill the 3 dark nuts to start in level 3, so he can get a few more bombs for Manhandla and hopefully not get trolled.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Manhandla fight, take 2. Let's see how this one goes for him.
That's 1 juke. That's 2.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Down to his last
pause buffering.
Oh no. Oh, poor John. Gosh, that's 2 in a row. Yikes. Meanwhile, it looks like both Garion and Mr. Dunlow are headed in that direction as well. Cantaloupe Me is going to be fighting Aquamentus and will be the first of the runners to finish with the levels 1, 3, and 4, the levels around the main start screen area. Let's see if John can actually get a better spawn on Manhandle at this time. Mr. Dunlow is going to be joining him in there. Okay, gets 3 out of the 4 hands initially. I see both him and Mr. Dunlow.
They're both trying to do it. Okay, Dunlow gets it.
Okay. And
oh
no. That's another death for John. Yikes. He was using pause strats by repeatedly pressing select in order to be able to better judge where he's going to go. But even with that, he's unfortunately just gotten really bad RNG there. So looks like he's decided to go straight to level 4. Which kind of makes sense. If he's not having any luck with Manhandle, it might as well try something else.
That is the beauty of this run, is that you can up A, head right back over there, and if you have the magical sword on top of that, you can stab Manhandle to death, should it come to that at that point. The only thing he's going to be missing, obviously, is 1 heart along the way, so hopefully he gets it before going for mags, but should he leave it for last, he can still get him.
Yep. You'll also notice Mr. Dunlow's tunic color is now sort of a light whitish blue. He just picked up the blue ring and is going to be trying to do a screen scroll over to the left side and go into level 4 himself. Meanwhile, Cantaloupe just did a screen scroll to get into level 5, just under the 10-minute mark, which is a pretty good time at least by my 3 first standards. Maybe not Cantaloupes, but for a race, definitely not bad at all.
Absolutely. In a race, the goal in these races is simply finish. And we see Cantaloupe going through historic Fort Gibdo at the moment, gets the yoink on the bomb.
Yep. Ooh, John Taven getting down to 1 heart in the breakfast room. This is going to be tricky. He doesn't have the extra heart containers that Garion does, having completed levels 1 and 3 already. So we'll see if health becomes an issue for him.
Well, he might get the JSR double animal style, which would be 2 bombs and 2 hearts.
Oh yeah. Boley's referencing the Vire room where you would usually force in order to have a shot at getting a bomb drop. Or if you get really lucky, multiple bomb drops. Interesting choice. John Taven up A-ing. Probably to reset his health a little bit. And, ooh, yep. Speaking of doubles.
He was forcing a count in the Vire room before the ladder clip room, and then up A to get 3 hearts and keep his count.
Yeah, that's definitely a smart strategy to restore his health, especially when you come up against Gleehawk. Even with the White Sword, going into Gleehawk in a one-hit knockout situation is not a fun place to be. Meanwhile, Garion is in Gleehawk's room and gets through no problem at all.
That is a pretty easy fight with the White Sword, only 8 hits, thankfully. Mr. Dunlow now in the Vire room, trying to get to Gleehawk himself. And Cantaloupe Meat actually stopped in the Dodongo room to refill some bombs there. I don't blame him, especially on a tournament run.
Yeah, normally for the runners who do 3 first and 5 before 2, they'll sometimes just completely run out of bombs intentionally so that they can go to level 2 and refill them up. But for a race strat, definitely having the bombs can be really great for helping you go through everything faster.
Absolutely. Traditionally, you'll want to have 1 bomb left go into Dig Dogger. That way, when you use the bomb, it switches to Recorder, saves you menuing twice. But
all right, there you go. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. John just finished level 4, got through Gleehawk just fine, and will be. Let me see. On a 2 first route, he might be world wrapping. We see Garion and Dunlow taking a land route going to the east. Oh, I see what John's doing. He's using this as an opportunity to go back to level 3, probably on his way to World Wrap. Oh, that's clever.
And we saw Mr. Dunlow grab the BT Racing Heart. Skips the pirouette because Did we grab an extra key? We must have grabbed an extra key in 3.
I'm not sure, actually.
I wasn't paying attention, but he might have cleared out the diagonal Zol room for that extra key since he had White Sword.
Yeah. That is true. Normally when I do 2 first routes, I get the diagonal Zol key as well, so that makes sense.
On my 2 firsts, I usually use that to skip the first key in 9, but to each their own.
Yep. Oh, interesting. We see Cantaloupe and Garion doing a little bit of a high five there on the raft island.
It's amazing that they high-fived and nobody got knocked off. And both runners, I think, are on their way to 2 if Garion can get this clip. Oh, decides to just walk it and gets a bomb from Bluey.
Yep. Makes a lot of sense.
Or Garion wouldn't be going 2. He started in 2. What am I talking about?
Right.
He's going 5.
Yep, John, by the way, just got through manhandling level 3, getting his sweet revenge from earlier. And it looks like I was right in that he is setting up for a world wrap after getting the secret here.
Yeah, it seems like the best idea, especially considering, you've got to go that way anyway, and if you're going to go to 3, might as well do it after.
Yeah, John has definitely been one of the more prolific routers of this game. Even if he doesn't have as many of the fastest times, he's definitely done a lot of contributions to various routes that other runners have used, and being able to think this through on the fly and just come up with a backup plan is definitely something that works very much to his advantage in races like this.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've been in his stream and just seen like 5 or 6 splits that get skipped because he decided to take an. And then he up A's to go back to start. Easily done. I mean, gets the 2 hearts he needs, and now I think we're off to level 1.
Yep. Meanwhile, we have Garion in the Olive Garden, as we like to call it, where you try to get the breadstick. Recorder. Having a little bit of a fight with these dark nuts, but I guess he's trying to conserve his bombs, but is able to get through it just fine.
He'll probably try to force off the Dodongos to leave here with 8.
Yeah. There's also the Gibdo bombs. He might have saved those for later. True. Oftentimes, runners who are going directly from level 5 to level 7 save those for later because of the 7 for 7 rules. And you want to have 7 bombs going into level 7 because that's really the minimum you need in order to go through quickly.
And we see Cantaloupe getting his shopping done at the Westlake Mall before heading off to 7.
Yep.
Oh, and he did save the bombs like that. Perfect. Although takes a hug from the Gibdo.
Well, I like to think of it more as yoinking the bombs away. Yes, excuse me, Gibdo. I believe you have my bombs.
And yes, Trails in the chat. We definitely do have a bunch of different routes being showcased right now. It's definitely it's good to see that you can get from A to B in many, many, many different ways.
Yep. And I think all of the runners used a blue candle route, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll be able to get a general judge of who's in the lead based on how quickly they enter level 7, since that's where the routes will converge. You see Cantaloupe going in right around the 18-minute mark, so we'll see how the 2 first runners compare. Looks like Garion is not going to be too far behind. He's just finishing up Dig Dogger in level 5. Mr. Dunlow looks like he just got the recorder and up 8. And John is probably going to be a little bit behind that. Or no, I'm sorry. Looks like he hasn't gotten the recorder yet. My bad.
Yep, I think John's gonna head across the desert, grab the Heart Rock card if he hasn't, and then head up to 5.
Makes sense.
Considering he's screen scrolling all the way at the top, I would say he's already got that heart. And we see or so.
Oh, where's Garen going? He might be
he's grabbing the 10 secret.
Oh, I see. He's low on money, so saving up his 140 to do his Westlake Mall shopping. Makes sense. Wow, did you see that on Cantaloupe's screen? He bombed into the wall and the explosion got the last wall master before it even spawned on the screen. That was really impressive.
Yeah, for those who aren't aware, the bomb hitbox extends basically one tile more in every direction from the bomb. So if you'll see runners dropping a bomb a tile away from a door or a blowhole, or a bomb hole, excuse me. That is because the bomb hitbox extends.
Meanwhile, we might want to talk a little bit about the tournament that this is a part of. This is actually a multi-category tournament. There's 3 categories folks are running: any percent, 100% no up in A, or 100% deathless, as well as swordless. And right now they're just doing the qualifying rounds and will be trying to get the best time that they can out of any of the qualifying rounds. This is going to be the last one, at least for any percent, followed by the other 2 categories at 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern, so stay around for those. And then we'll be using the best times, a combination of them, in order to seed the single elimination tournament round, which will be starting tomorrow, I believe. Okay, meanwhile, we see Mr. Dunlow just finishing up with level 5 and Cantaloupe entering level 6 after having gotten the magical sword.
And the magical sword does 4 points of damage, same as a bomb, so everything should get a little bit easier from here on out, minus our lovely Wizrobe friends and Blue Dark Nuts and 8.
Oh, Wizrobe friends.
And being that Cantaloupe had some extra bombs, we're going to use those to help combat along. Blue Wizrobes, for those who don't know, do 2 points of damage, 2 hearts of damage when you hug them, and 2 hearts of damage when they beam you. And our friend the Red Wizrobes do 4 hearts of damage with their beam, but only 1 when you give them up. So running into Blue Wizrobes is not very advisable.
Oh no, Garen taking a death in level 7. Ouch. Yeah, level 7 is one of those levels where you can get nickeled and dimed on health very easily with all those Gurias and their boomerangs or bananas.
And as Tetrally said, this is a 3-category tournament, so what we're going to be doing is having our runners, after we seed them based off their times, and we're attributing a point system to it, we're going to have them race all 3 categories in the best of 3, and the higher seed will get to pick the order. So hopefully the higher seed will leave their worst or best race for last, hoping to either win 2-0 and not have to race their worst category, or feel comfortable if they split 1-1 in the first 2.
Yep, exactly. And to answer the question in chat, level 8 in Zelda 1 does have the book and any key, and level 6 has the wand. However, in this category, we won't see any of the runners pick those up, just because they're not really that useful for an any percent race and take a lot of time to get. In our next category, or next race at 9 Eastern, 100%, you'll see them getting all 3 of those. So yes, we'll be literate and wizardly, exactly.
And for those wondering, our racers on stream right now, Cantaloupe Me has a qualifying time of 29:11. John Taven is at 36:03. Garyon is 37:18, and Mr. Dunlow is 39:56. So they're going to be looking to lower their times and get better seating, hopefully, for the
Yeah, and we could definitely see a race PB tonight. That's what all of them are hoping for. I think with some of the earlier mistakes some of the runners have done, it's going to be very difficult to do so, but you never know until the princess is rescued.
Mario is looking a little funny then. I'm just kidding. Zelda is a princess too. Can't forget about her.
All right, so Cantaloupe is now picking up his last piece of the Triforce and will be headed into level 9 shortly. Meanwhile, it looks like because of that death, Garion and John have actually gotten fairly close to one another right around the western part of level 7. And Mr. Dunlow is going to be finishing up level 7 right about now.
Yep, and Cantaloupe me picked up the Triforce around 2520, which would mean he would need to break the sound barrier to improve his time, but still a very good race run for.
Yeah, and a PB attempt and a race run are really two very different things entirely because of how much RNG goes into this game. I mean, you saw what happened with our friend Manhandla, friend in quotation marks. John, it looks like, speaking of things involving his health, is going to need to be careful. He's down to only about 3 or 4 hearts going through the rest of level 7. So
This is true, and there's still one more room of Sniper Academy, along with takes a bop from Dig Dugger. That's 2 hearts of damage.
Careful, John, careful. Meanwhile, we see Mr. Dunlow picking up his magical sword. And it'll be interesting to see what Cantaloupe winds up doing in level 9 vis-a-vis bombs. A lot of folks tend to force after the next room, so we'll see how he gets through since he just has the minimum number of bombs he needs. Oh, getting a left Patra. Ouch.
Thankfully, only taking 1 bop from that Patra, though. That can cause a whole lot of trouble if you get bop back.
Ooh, John was down to his last heart and a half, but made it through and will be getting through level 7, which is a relief given that he's already had enough health issues this evening. So
Cantaloupe got a drop in the next room. He got a bomb drop off the Red Wiz robe, so he's in good shape right now with bombs. Shouldn't be too much of an issue if he gets a good pattern in Silver Reverse C.
Meanwhile, it looks like Mr. Dunlow is in Magical Breakfast 1, just finishing up with the pancakes there. Why do we call it a Magical Breakfast room exactly?
Well, Tetralee, thank you for asking that. As you can probably see, the bubbles in the room floating around who want to take your sword away all look like eggs. Our friends the likes look like a stack of pancakes. And what good are pancakes without some syrup? And those gels are, those Zols and gels look like wonderful bits of syrup.
Yep, and then don't forget the pieces of toast, the blocks in the middle.
True.
Yep.
And Cantaloupe had a pretty easy reverse silver C, I gotta say. He didn't take any damage. Got through, got the silvers at 28:30.
Not a bad time at all. And now Mr. Dunlow is making it through Magical Breakfast 2. And I think we'll be the first person to get to the end of level 6. Interesting to see the Blue Ring route runner a little bit ahead of the other 2 runners on 2 first routes. So,
well, the nice part about the Blue Ring is you can. Oh, Garion taking another death.
Oh no! Ouch.
The Blue Ring lets you be a little more reckless, we're gonna go with, at points in the, especially in places like level 7 where Gurias only do half a heart of damage opposed to a full.
Yeah, ouch. It looks like John got red beamed in MB1, so he's going to need to be very careful about his health again.
Although he does have a potion, so we've got, ooh, he gets double redded to walk into the room.
Ouch. Alright, looks like Cantaloupe is just about done here. are going to be going up into Patch 3. Want to also announce that off screen, we have a dot done from Random Effect, who finished with the official time of 30:13. Wow.
And Cantaloupe Me is about to finish up here.
Yep. Oh, a little.
His
not
stream
getting a.
is. Oh no, he's not getting a good scan at all.
No, but he gets his 4 hits eventually, and get your GGs out in chat for Cantaloupe. It looks like he's finished with an official time of 30 minutes and 28 seconds.
Get your GGs out, everybody. Unfortunately, not an improvement for Cantaloupe Me in the tournament, but still a great race run.
Yeah, it always impresses me at just how easy some of the top runners like Cantaloupe and Random Effect and others just make the game look. It's really amazing. Okay, meanwhile, looks like we have Garion and... Oh no, Garion ran out of arrows.
Oh no, Gary is having money.
No! Oh, that is not good. He's gonna have to go blind.
There we go, we got it, thankfully.
Okay.
Don't miss, Garion. Don't miss. There you go.
There you go.
I think we're gonna be trying to get Cantaloupe Me in here to talk about his race. But do keep in mind that we still have 2 more races to go tonight. At 9 o'clock Eastern, we're going to have the 100%, and at 10 p.m., the swordless last chance qualifiers.
Oh, oops, looks like I'm having a little bit of problems getting my stream working. Okay, there you go. Yeah, John, I see in level 8 is going to be using a potion. He took a little bit too much damage from those dark nuts there.
And we have Cantaloupe Me joining us. Congratulations, sir. 30:28 SRL official time. Not an improvement on your qualifying time, but I wouldn't be too unhappy with either that or the 29:11 that you put.
Well, halfway through this run, I forgot it was 80%. I did not up A in level 5, which cost some time and quite a bit of time actually. And then I really haven't had much time to even play this week because I've been working 50 hours a week. So, it's one of those things. But yeah, I forgot I was doing regular 80%. Auto muscle memory just kicked in.
Those silly things like work that get in the way of playing Zelda. I really just, hate that.
Yeah, I totally disagree with that. Adulting sucks. Don't grow up, everybody. Stay a kid.
I thankfully, or unthankfully, don't have that problem at the moment, being laid off. So while I am looking for a new job, I'm enjoying the freedom that's coming with not having to go to work.
Yeah, any other thoughts on the race, Cantaloupe? Are you going to be participating in the 100% or swordless ones coming up?
Yeah, I need to get better times in both of those. I mean, my time for this category was, decent, low 29, which I'm fine with. But my hundo and my sword, and especially my swordless, can improve greatly. And so I have a Saturday night off, so I'm going to spend it with everybody here in the Zelda community.
Aww.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for spending your time with us, Cantaloupe. We appreciate it. And your 100% time right now is 38 minutes and 10 seconds. So I'm sure you can definitely bring that down a minute or two.
Yeah, my PB is like a low 36, so I can definitely do better. That's only if I don't forget random things, which is quite possible because, there's a lot of stuff to get in hundo.
93% of the items, yes.
Meanwhile, to focus a little bit more on the folks who are still running, it looks like both John and Garion
Alright, my Discord disconnected for a second, but I'm back.
Oh.
But yeah, now all of our runners are almost in 9. Garion's just taking the last screen before bomb. Definitely one of the perks to having the blue mail there from Mr. Dunlow, as we saw. Not quite as worried in that reverse Silver Sea.
Yeah, the fact that he could have beams leaving that room is really shows that how well he's doing with his combat. Or he may have taken a potion that I just might have missed, but either way, still not bad at all.
I was going to swap there to Mr. Dunlow's audio, but unfortunately there is no audio coming off of that, so we're going to stay with Garion's audio for now. This is one of the most underrated rooms as far as aggravation and skill in the game that Mr. Dunlow just went through, that diagonal like room.
Oh, careful, John. Ow, he took and one too many hits from the blue wizards there in the next room, it looks like. So unfortunately, he's going to go right back to start. See if Garion has better luck here. Nice, and with the bomb drop for his efforts too.
Mm-hmm. And John Taman actually has qualified already with a 36.03, so let's still root him on. We want to see finished runs. That is the goal on this stream. Everybody finishes, and we can give them all GG.
Absolutely, and being in the shoes of a runner and having to really keep playing despite all these difficulties and bad RNG and mistakes is not always easy, especially when a blue wizard shoots you with an FU beam. Ouch.
Oh goodness, the friendly, unwelcoming beam, the FU beam.
Yeah. Meanwhile, over on Mr. Dunlow's screen, here's Ganon.
And Garion using the potion. Gonna get his silver arrows about 38 minutes. Get your GGs out in chat from Mr. Dunlow, who just slayed the pig. And we'll be finishing with an official SRL time in 3rd place of 37 minutes and 58 seconds.
Wow, that is a really good time for the blue ring route. I mean, generally the best routes or best times you see with blue ring are 36s and 37. So that is actually, I think, really impressive for a race, given that and it looks like he did it potionless as well, so not bad.
Not bad at all, and he takes 2 minutes off of his qualifying time. He was at 39.56, and now 1 minute and 58 seconds comes right off of that, probably guaranteeing him a better seed.
Wow, and well earned as well. Very nice.
Absolutely. Great race out of Mr. Dunlow.
Yeah, let's see if we can get him in here for an interview.
Absolutely, that would be nice to hear his thoughts on that, whether he had any moments of terror or panic. Because those never happen in level 9, right, Tetra?
Oh, of course not. Oh, and especially not for Garion. He just got a clock in the last wizard room, so he's in decent shape going into the last stretch of level 9.
And muscle memory kicks in there for Garion. He juked the traps even with the clock active.
Nice.
Had a little trouble with that sword clip, but gets through. And now John Taven going in for his silvers. Has a really good pattern to work with here, and 3 bombs. This should be pretty easy. Really great.
Oh, nice.
For him.
I'm glad he's getting at least some good luck after all the calamities he's faced earlier in this run. Oh my gosh. So we have Ganon on Garion's screen. Let's see how well he does. Now, he only has 3 heart containers left, so he's going to have to be careful. One Hyrule driver from Ganon is going to kill him. Oh, careful.
Oof, he walked into that dangerous area of the room where Ganon could be. Gets a great
and gets
stun.
the stun lock. Nice, nice. GG's for Garion. Meanwhile, it looks like we're joined in the commentary booth by Mr. Dunlow. GG's.
Maybe. I'm sure Mr. Dunlow will be chatting with us shortly. And
Yeah, I might be
Garion-
having some microphone issues.
Garion finishes in 4th place with the official SRL time of 40 minutes and 37 seconds.
Very nice. GG, Garion.
And actually, I think Mr. Dunlow's having some... Oh,
I may be here now.
okay, we can hear that.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
Yeah, GG, Mr. Dunlow. Tell us about the race. It looked like you had a really, really good race and a particularly good time for a blue ring route.
Well, so that was actually only the second time I've gone a 37. The first time being late last night, and it was my first time completing an entire run without drinking any of the potion. So I got to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely with that. I mean, you took almost 2 minutes off of your qualifying time, and from what I saw in chat, it was only 6 seconds off of your any percent PB.
Yeah, it was right near my any percent PB. It was a gold level 9, which in a race situation, when you've got that blood flowing and you're looking at the chat, and I'm to the point where I just started racing maybe 6 months ago in the last rando tournament. So anytime there's still competitors out there and I'm hanging in there, you get that adrenaline going, and to just be able to close out 9. Now, I mean, I got some lucky clocks and fairies, but you got to have luck and skill, and so I'm happy with how I did.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, I just want to point out while you were talking, John just finished with a official SRL time of 42 minutes and 15 seconds. So GG for John.
John's an excellent player, really, and I'm preaching to the choir of the commentators. A lot of categories, can really analytical student of the game, and right now it looks like Gary and John and myself are sort of mixed up in the standings, and so it's likely 2 of us will be playing each other next bracket, so it's going to be a good contest, tough race coming up next.
Yep, and Mr. Dunlow, will you be doing the other 2 races tonight as well?
I'm not going to do the 100% because my wife and I have started watching this really good TV show called Imposters. I don't know. I like it. It's a good mix of drama and corniness and stuff. And so I'm going to push pause and watch an episode of that because I don't think I can do better than my 100% that I got put up. But I might be back to run around Hyrule without a sword at 10.
That is the right answer for any husband to their wife.
Without question.
All right, well, congratulations again, Mr. Dunlow. It looks like we also have Gary and Old Wolf in our commentators booth. GG.
Thank you. It felt like everything that could go wrong went wrong in that run.
Yeah, if it makes you feel any better, you definitely weren't the only person with mistakes or things going wrong in your run, but you and John were actually fairly neck and neck or maybe not neck and neck, but within a minute or so of each other for a lot of the race, even though you took slightly different routes. So definitely a great performance for you and all of the runners. Do you have any thoughts about what did and didn't go as wrong?
I'm not really sure what happened in a couple spots that I'll have to go back to watch, because that's the first time since I've started running this route that I didn't have enough rupees to do my purchasing, and I was like 10. I've not had that happen before that I can remember.
Yeah, we thought you were going to world wrap first, and then we went, no wait, he's getting the 10 secret because you had the 131 rupees at that point.
Yeah, thanks to Swordless, I remembered that 10 secret was there.
I mean, either that or it was going to be a little bit of time farming, so definitely GG's on that. Unfortunately, didn't improve on your qualifying time, but 4th place in a race is never a bad thing.
No. With everything that went wrong, I was just happy to be able to finish.
Yeah, and like I said, all 4 of our runners finished on stream for this run. GG's to them. Just making sure, I think everybody else in the race has finished as well or forfeited.
Yep. So
Thanks
looks
for
like we're going to need.
commentary.
Oh,
I'm
you're
gonna head
very
off
welcome.
to get ready for 100%.
Yep, I was about to say that we need to wrap up so that we can move on to the 100% race as well.
Yep,
But thank
so
you very much for coming in.
good luck and everybody for joining us, and everybody in chat. We're going to take a short break and get set up for the hundo. Probably be the same commentators, Tetrally and myself, unless anybody else wants to join us. So we're going to take a quick break. Feel free to stick around, enjoy the music. As Linda Richmond would say on Coffee Talk, talk amongst yourselves, and we will be back. Anything else you'd like to add, Tetra?
I don't think so. Don't go away. We'll be back for 100% in just a couple of minutes.
Thanks, everybody. See you in a little bit.